Yo guys, what is up and welcome back to another video here today and another episode of my F1 2019 modded career mode. As you can see by the thumbnail, today we're doing another cockpit view special for this one. It's my home race at Britain in Silverstone, so we'll jump into that in a minute. If you guys have missed the last episode, guys, it will be linked up here in the top right hand corner of your screen for the Austrian Grand Prix, and go check the race out, guys, if you have missed it by chance, if you are new to the channel. But today we're going to get straight down to business at Silverstone. One more thing though, guys, if you're new to the channel and you're going to enjoy my content, smash a like on the video straight off the back. I greatly appreciate it. And also, if you could subscribe for more daily F1, MotoGP, and also F1 2020 breaking news content, anything that may happen, I'm going to be all over it. So if you want to subscribe to that, I'd greatly appreciate it, guys. But with that being said, let's jump into today's career mode episode and let's see what happens in my home race at Silverstone. So first and foremost, we're going to jump into the weather forecast, and this weekend we have no rain expected for qualifying or the race. There was a little bit of rain in practice one, but other than that it was a pretty dry weekend, and the race especially is going to be sunny conditions all the way through. R&D wise, Toro Rosso have brought some massive upgrades this weekend, and they've really closed the gap, and they've actually overtaken Alfa Romeo for, I believe, 7th place. So they're making good progress as the top teams get closer and closer at the top of the table. But also one more thing worth noting is actually the engine this weekend. We are going to put on component number 2 on the MG UK, the Energy Store, and the Control Electronics. We only have 2 of those, and we're putting the second one on this weekend, as my bird outside gives me encouragement here for this video. We're now going to jump into qualifying though at Silverstone, and we're going to see how the session gets underway. I want to mention real quick, guys, I've been reading the comments and seeing your guys' feedback. At some point I will trial qualifying with my webcam live, so you guys get to see my live kind of reaction doing a hot lap kind of thing. But it's something I need to kind of work on and get the right balance, so you might see that soon in a future episode. Either way, jumping into qualifying this weekend, running cockpit view once again for the first time since Monaco actually, and I want to do a few more of these. I think in my head I'll probably do the next one at Singapore, and then maybe another one at Abu Dhabi, possibly. That's probably the plan in my head. So my first one, 7.5 tenths off the pace of Kvyat, and that was a good first lap as well. And I was very shocked to see how far behind we were, and I was a little bit concerned that maybe we don't have to pace around it this weekend. We then cut on to our second run, and we found 2 tenths in the first sector alone. We found another tenth in sector 2, and this lap is looking much better and a lot more on the money as we make our way through now sector 3 towards the end of the lap, just crossing the line now. We have lost a little bit of time, nearly a tenth of a second actually through sector 3, and we go P10, still half a second off the pace. And as at this point after this lap where I was a little bit concerned that I feel like we maybe weren't that quick this weekend, but having said that, we push on regardless, and this was my best lap of the session. So enjoy it, guys, and I'll get back once it's over. There we go across the line, and we do improve by about 1.5 tenths, a purple sector 2, but we're still 3 tenths off the pace, and that was only good enough for P9. Eventually Kvyat improved to a 21.9, and his pace was just alien. He was so fast around here. You can see there's your front 4, Kvyat P1, Verstappen on the front row, Lewis Hamilton in 3rd, and Sergio Perez, our teammate, up in 4th place. And quite surprising actually, Hamilton really 2 tenths off his teammate. Kvyat was just so damn fast. We've got Leclerc P5, Sainz in 6th, Bottas P7 behind him, and George Russell in the second Red Bull in 8th place. Leclerc as well, putting in a great shift in qualifying. But let's remember, Kvyat's lap was a 21.9, and we was up about half a second off that, give or take. We got Pierre Gasly P9, we ended up P10 in the end, so we didn't get the best one in terms of starting position, because you know, when you're P10, you kind of hope you get pushed down to 11th so you can start on a fresh set of tyres and maybe on the mediums. But Sebastian Vettel is going to have that position, and Alex Albon will take P12. Behind them, we have Nico Hülkenberg in 13th for Alfa Romeo, and then it's Antonio Giovinazzi up in 14th in the second Mercedes, Kimi down in 15th place, and Ricciardo in the improved Toro Rosso up in 16th place. So a much better qualifying for him for the Italian team as we now move on to the final 4 places on the grid. And we've got Lando Norris P17 in his home Grand Prix. Williams really struggling around here this weekend. Roman Grosjean 18th, and actually for once not last, as that is going to go to Lance Stroll. And then Magnussen has been since then pushed to the back due to a penalty. But there's your grid for the British Grand Prix. We're now going to move into the race. Right guys, so here we are then on the grid for the British Grand Prix, starting from P10. It's not the best place to start, to be honest. I would have liked to have been pushed down to P11 to get the free tyre choice, but it is what it is. We're going to have to make do with what we've got, and we are starting from the 5th row alongside Pierre Gasly. And the strategy is very simple this race: soft onto medium, no rain expected, so it's going to be a very straightforward race. Fuel-wise, we're going to run 1.5 laps extra, quite a lot, because I want to be able to push in a rich mix. Around here, Slipstream is going to be really, really important. The AI are going to be really, really quick, and they're going to be hard to overtake as well, because even if we get ahead, they're so good on acceleration and traction, they're going to be constantly on the back of us all the time. So trying to break away and get that clean air is going to be absolutely key around here today. But no rain expected. It's my home race. We're in cockpit view. I'm going to try and put on a show for the fans, a show for you guys, and hopefully we can try and turn this around. So let's jump into it and let's get racing here at Silverstone. Right, here we go. Let's get the revs up to the sweet spot as the lights come on here at Silverstone. And it's lights out and away we go. Not bad, to be fair, but not great. I've had better starts into the first corner. Looks like Sebastian Vettel's got by. Nico Hülkenberg tried to have a look, but no way through as we go down the inside of Seb into turn number 3. We'll take that. Thank you very much. And we'll take back our P10. Let's see what kind of exit we can get out of here as we go onto the Wellington Straight for the first time. ERS will be used quite a lot, I feel like, in this race as well. We're going to make an adjustment to the differential here as we go into Brooklands for the first time. Getting pretty close to Pierre Gasly here, who is behind, it looks like, side by side, George Russell, and I want to say Carlos Sainz, but I'm not 100% certain. It could be Bottas, one of the McLarens anyway. Let's be careful though. Let's see if we can try and pick off Gasly maybe somewhere and make some progress. If I can get up to like 8th place pretty quickly, I'd be quite happy with that. If we can make our way into the top 10, because of our strategy, obviously, you know, starting P10 on used soft tyres is the worst place to be. So the quicker we make progress, the better for our race. So let's see. Up one though, drawing to a close, and so far so good. We've held on to 10th place. That's the best we can hope for really nowadays. At the moment, nothing's really happening. It's just a slipstream fest. Ferrari 1-2 out front, and that's the best we can hope for really. All I can really wait for now is strategy. The timing on the pit stop will be key. An undercut could be the way to go. We'll see though. If the soft tyres hold on, it might be worth an overcut, so you never know. But for now, we ain't going nowhere. Oh, we're tucked in behind these guys. They're actually losing a lot of time now because there's a lot of battles going on. Perez mainly battling with Leclerc at the front of this train, which has caused this kind of big domino effect where everyone's caught back up, and the front 3 of Verstappen and both Ferraris have really pulled away now. So let's see what happens here. It's just hard to get an overtake because the slipstream is just non-existent due to so many cars basically following one another. So ideally we need the mistake to be made for us to find a way past somebody. Oh, that's close. Wow. AI are really holding themselves up there. Looks like Leclerc's pulling away at the front of this train now, and Perez is struggling to hold on. So let's see what happens. There could be some separation, but for now I'm still stuck in this massive slipstream train. You know what? I think I'm going to absolutely send one here. Gasly did try to defend it, but we just went down the inside very aggressively on the brakes. Take no prisoners. Putting on a show for the fans, and there we go. Just like that. At the snap of the fingers, we're up to P9. That's what I'm talking about. Now, George Russell up next. Let's try and find a way past him in the Red Bull.
Some information on Gasly. They're slowing down. It seems like like there's some kind of problem with their car.
Oh man, that could have happened like 2 laps ago. I could have got past him so much more easily. I had to really work for it and go for an incredibly risky overtake to get by. Perez in the meantime looking at Leclerc again to try and get past. The good news about Gasly having issues is going to cause a bit of separation behind. Oh, that wasn't good. We clipped the grass there on entry. That's my bad. But the guys behind are going to drop off a little bit. Hulkenberg now is the car behind us. It's not Sebastian Vettel anymore.
Fuel target is +1. Faster engine modes are available.
Yeah, fuel looks good. Let's see if we can close up on these guys and make some moves happen.
Copy that.
We'll go for that in principle. Whether we actually execute that, we'll see, but we'll accept it for now. Perez now at the front of this train. Leclerc has really slipped through as he's been overtaken by one of the McLarens as well. Meanwhile, the gap behind is completely gone now. Like, it's just us lot now. This pack of cars. This is the battle for P4 in this race. Let's see what happens. I just can't get close enough on any of the DRS straights to make anything happen. The AI are just too strong on traction around here. I don't really enjoy Silverstone that much with fully maxed out cars. It feels good when you're by yourself, but when you're following traffic or trying to make things happen, it's not that fun. I wonder if I can go for the same move as I did on Gasly here with Russell, if I can get a good exit out of fear, which is something I struggle with a lot compared to the AI again, like always. We'll run full power through turn 1. Oh my god, getting a big chunk of dirty air there. Getting a warning for track limits. So even then the cars are so quick now, I struggle to go flat through turn 1 in dirty air. And then here, I'm right on Russell's gearbox, but the AI just so good on traction. Look how far away Russell gets. I just can't make anything happen. I'm just stuck here for now. Still no pit stops. I thought there may have been a pit stop that lap as we get very close to Russell through here. Hamilton, new fastest lap. I think he's leading the race.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the mediums.
We are indeed. Bit of gravel, but we're close. I'm liking this. We may have a chance. Down the inside of Russell. Not the cleanest move, but you've got to take it. That's the overtaking spot in this race. Whilst we're stuck in this train of cars, that's the way to get past people. So there we go, 8th place. I'm going to pit on lap 12 in theory, but I'm going to watch Perez because if he doesn't pit lap 11, I'm going to pit instead. So we'll do opposite of Perez. So we'll see what happens and see if he pits on lap 11. I'm tempted to pit this lap, to be fair, and really undercut because I could go to the end perfectly fine on the medium tyres, but I feel like these tyres still have good pace, so catch 22 really. Oh, okay, there we go. Cars pit, Perez pits as well. So we'll pit lap 11, next lap. Now we get clean air to push.
Sergio is in the pits.
Problem is, Russell's right on my gearbox. I think we'll stay in front of the turn 1, but that was pretty damn close. Right, let's pit this lap. Russell's close, but not close enough. We're going to follow that McLaren in. Get it also down to the 60, and there we go. Right, so, first stint done. We're still going to be in the middle of all that traffic. All we can hope for now is that we don't get held up. That is key. I don't think we will. I think we've got enough of a gap. That Ferrari is going to get held a long time in the pit lane, I think. Oh, actually, no, he just gets away with the Hamilton there. Getting lucky we didn't cost him more time. Right, here we go.
Exit now.
That was a bit of a catch-22, that one. I couldn't actually see the lights. I had to completely guess when to pull the clutch. Looks like we did a good job. There goes Kvyat. And here comes Verstappen. Up to speed.
Up to speed now. Let's get some heat into those tyres.
So we're just behind Leclerc. Russell going for the move there. I don't know what the hell that was all about. Just a suicide dive from him there. And again, this is what I hate. The AI have their tyres fully up to speed straight away, which is so unrealistic. Luckily, we've got DRS. That's going to save us. Let's try and stay with Leclerc here. With these DRS, we'll have 1 lap fresher tyres for the end of the race as well, which is going to be key. I've dropped out of DRS range. This is not good. We need a bit of battling in front just to cost a bit of time to all of them. But I've got to push now. I've got to try and find some rhythm to close back up to these guys and get back within DRS range. And this is perfect. They're battling away. Sainz has lost a chunk of time to Perez. So there we go. Perez setting the fast up of the race, actually. Good rhythm from our teammate. And we are going to have DRS on Leclerc here. tell you what, for once I might actually have a chance here on somebody. Yes, here we go. We're going to go on the inside. Down the inside, a very narrow apex, very narrow line through there, but we take the position. Now we're talking, now we're making moves. Maybe these tyres could be the answer for my pace. Right, Bottas in front, so it's actually Sainz who's the McLaren behind us. He's going for a move into Cops on Perez. That's ballsy stuff. That might just give us DRS onto the back straight if I can close the gap enough. I think we have. They're still side by side. This is costing them so much time. If I can get the run out of here. We do have DRS. Can we make a double pass possibly? We're gaining. I thought about it. Didn't quite happen. I wasn't close enough. Let's keep the pressure up though, because we're now in this race. I can smell a P4 at least. Max Verstappen, to be fair, isn't that far up the road either. But this race is now really got personal. Gloves are off. Absolutely flat out now. We're gaining on Bottas here. I'm loving that kind of turn 1, turn 2 combo to really close up into 3. Russell behind me is running full power. He's going for this. We need to use a bit of juice to stay in front of the Red Bull driver as we close in on Bottas here. But he's going for a move on Perez, so we can't quite make anything happen just yet. Just got to observe from a distance and wait for the right time. If I can get a good exit out of here, I can maybe get him into turn 3. But you can see how much we lose on acceleration compared to the AI. It's just unbelievable. I just can't match them. It's just nothing I can do about it. Having said that, we're pretty damn close. Had a little look into turn 4 there, but no way past. Try something different. I think the double overtake possibly could be the one on the hang straight, but we need to time that perfectly and get really close through Maggots, Beckett and Chapel. Bottas just gets ahead of Perez there. Now back in front once again. And you've got Kvyat and Hamilton, Kvyat and Verstappen has made a mistake, battling just in front for the podium, which is what I'm saying. It's not totally out of the question just as I make the mistake and choose the wrong thing to adjust. Russell's so damn close. We're going to keep it pinned though through 1. We're not going to back off. Oh, this is a bit of scruffy couple of corners for me there. Very scruffy indeed. We've held on to DRS, but I need a big lap here to stick with the 2 guys in front. We can't lose DRS, otherwise we're going to be in big trouble. Luckily for us, they're battling quite heavily. Perez now on the inside of Bottas. Gets a bit of a poor exit. We're going to try it around the outside of our teammate. We'll get the inside for the final corner. And there we go, we're through. But this has given Bottas a chance to pull away. We don't want to do this, Perez. We don't want to do this, mate. We don't want to do that. I committed to turning in there. Big time. I think we've dropped out of DRS from Bottas. If I've somehow held on, that would be a miracle. But this race is making me sweat, man. Making me work so hard. Yeah, we dropped out of DRS range. We need a big lap here to catch up to Bottas. Nope, not DRS. Even though I'm 8/10 behind, I somehow didn't get it. Unreal. We need a strong sector 3 to stay with him, because sector 3 is one of my worst sectors, and then hopefully we'll have it for the Wellington straight. No, I can't do it. I can't get close enough. Damn it, maybe we don't have the pace. Gap's actually gone up a little bit. I'm on the limit. I set a personal best last lap. I'm using up all my reserves to try and get back within Bottas' DRS, but it's not happening. Here comes Perez. It's more than close enough, but we're going to hang around the outside. We've got enough momentum there to stay in front of our teammate. This isn't going to last though. I ain't got the pace to lead a pack of cars. Here comes Sergio again. He's going to go to the outside. Side by side, we hang on for now. Bottas is gone now, forget about it. He's got P4 in the bag. We're now in a different race, trying to hold on to this 5th place. New fastest lap from Lewis Hamilton. Those guys are too damn quick, man, in the Ferraris. We're staying in front though for now. Perez isn't quite challenging as hard as I thought he would. We're doing a good job of saving fuel and ERS. And it's allowing us to stay in front, but I'm sweating so much now. I'm working so hard for this. One of the toughest races of the season so far. Oh, where did that lockup come from? Jesus. Working so much. That is something I would recommend in career mode, guys. Don't ever do the final ultimate brake upgrade, because it gives you those lockups. The brakes are not normal on the cars anymore. I'm running 58% brake pressure to stop the locking up. It means I've got no stopping power on the braking, so I can't really push that much. It's just broken, basically. There's no point doing the very last upgrade. Right, here comes Perez. We're going to have to defend this one. Perez around the outside. We'll hold it on the inside. There we go. Nicely done. Perez down the inside once again. Oh, I'm working so hard to stay in front. Let's not lock up this time. There we go. Lewis 24.7. We're not a million miles away from that pace, but we can't quite match that. Perez is close. This isn't good. We don't want to be doing this, Sergio. We don't want to be doing this. This is big time loss. You see how much time you lose by battling. Bottas is completely gone. Also, I mean, I don't really have the pace, generally speaking. I've lacked pace all weekend, which is disappointing, really. I thought we'd be quick around here. This is one of the AI's weaker tracks, but we don't have the edge. Simple as that. Here goes Perez down the inside this time. We'll go the long way around pretty easily. There we go. Just got to make sure I keep enough ERS and fuel to fight. If I run out of all the good bits, then we're going to be in big trouble. Here comes Perez again. He's going to look for it. Don't go into cops, mate. Just stay behind. Oh, that's a lot of understeer. That didn't feel good at all. Wow, that was English. That didn't feel good at all. There we go. I'm concentrating so hard now I can't even speak English properly. That didn't feel good at all. That's what I meant to say. Look at this. Sergio's got a lot of momentum this time to the outside, but again, we've got this under control for now. Keeping as much ERS as I can. Why would you go for the move there? The AI always do that. It's such a retarded place for an overtake. Not complaining. It takes the pressure off a little bit. Let's push a little bit, see if we can stretch these boys as the laps tick over now. Getting towards the final part of the race. Gap is 8/10 to Perez. Sick. The DRS has gone offline. Now we really have to stay in front. We don't have DRS to get back past. Luckily it stayed closed and not open. If it stayed open, that would be a disaster. Perez is flying. We're going to have to do this again, are we? I don't want to do this, but oh well. Because if someone gets clipped, it's going to be Perez, and it's going to be him that goes round, not me. So this is not good. I tried to push, but the AI can keep up perfectly fine due to acceleration and overpowered DRS for them. This is one of the worst tracks for this. Fully maxed out cars around here are just not fun. Yellow flag. Not sure if it's in front. I think it's behind. No idea who it is. It's Sainz behind us in the McLaren. He's out of the race. Confirmation. Down to 19 runners and 2 more laps to go. They are really going for it now. They've got their engines turned up to 11. And when they do, they're just rocket ships on the straights. Let's go defensive early, because Perez is going to go for this once again. To the outside. We're just defending this perfectly. Really good defensive driving. Where is that lockup coming from? I'm not even maxing out the brake. Just doesn't make any sense, man. I don't like it. I have to be so careful on the brakes on this game now because of the upgrade. We're ahead. Again, good defensive driving, but I don't really want to do that to my teammate. Here comes Perez once again. 24.7 from Kvyat. 0.5 from Verstappen. This is that part of the race now where the AI, like I said, have their engines turn up to 11, so they're at full pace. This is when you're going to see how overpowered their straight line speed and acceleration really is. Alright, last lap. We've got enough ERS in the tank and fuel. We can push flat out now. Right, there we go. Exit out there has to be perfect. Chapel wasn't quite perfect, but good enough. I think we've got enough juice to stay in front here on the straight. Yes, we do. Good Fiat, fastest lap. He wins here today in my home race, which is disaster for the championship. Perez again trying that stupid outside move, which does nobody any favours because it costs us all time. But here we go, at the final corner, and I'm taking that. P5.
Bad luck. It just wasn't our day today.
Ferrari have really pulled it out of the bag today. It's a great win. Anthony Davidson, what helped them deliver this result, do you think?
Well, I know it's a bit of a boring answer, but the truth is they simply had the best speed package on the day, and a driver who knows how to take advantage of that. It doesn't matter how much time you spend poring over the stats and planning strategies if you can't keep the pace, and our winner today showed they could do both.
Ferrari are at it again, an excellent performance at today's Grand Prix, and they're certainly a team that know what they're doing out there.
Well, there we have it then, guys. There are the final race results, and Danica Fiat picks up the win. 1:24.2 was the fastest lap. That is absolutely just nuts, like crazy lap time. I can't match that pace. That was 1.1 quicker than my fastest lap. We didn't have top 10 pace today, simple as that, but that was a race where we had to fight, scratch and claw for every single point, and in the end I'll take that P5. That's the best we could have done. I can't complain. Maybe with, in terms of timing, if we timed the overtake a bit better, we could have maybe got Bottas, but other than that, P5 was the absolute maximum we could get here today. And Hamilton makes it a 1-2 for Ferrari, so they're going to once again extend their lead in the Constructors. Verstappen third, Bottas P4, we come home fifth ahead of Perez and Russell. Sebastian Vettel in eighth in the end ahead of Albon, and Hulkenberg scores the final point here today. Missing out on the points, we have Magnussen, Ricciardo, Raikkonen, Giovinazzi, Leclerc, Norris, Stroll, Gasly, Grosjean, and then at the back is Carlos Sainz, of course, with that DNF as we saw on track. And then in terms of the standings, Fiat retakes the lead of the championship heading into the halfway stage of the season. We are 11 points behind Hamilton, 22 points behind us, and Verstappen also still in the mix. So it's very much, I'd say, still a top four in terms of the Drivers' Championship. Perez is P5. He's, you know, a little bit further behind, and I think, you know, I'm still waiting for Verstappen. I feel like he's going to get better and better. He's going to be really, really strong, and I think the man to beat in the second half of the season. In terms of the constructor standings, though, we are in second place, and we have about 100 points over Red Bull, but the gap to Ferrari now growing, and it's gone back up to 69. So, unfortunately, you know, the red cars, the Prancing horses are just too damn quick at the minute, and they're really, really hard to beat. But I'm glad this race is over. This is a race that I don't enjoy anymore. Like, I enjoy it when it's, you know, standard cars, but when it's fully maxed out cars, they're just too OP. And acceleration, straight line speed, all of that stuff, you know, traction. So, yeah, guys, that's going to be it from me here today at Silverstone, and I'm very, very sweaty now for that race, and I need a break and a shower. But if you guys enjoyed the video, then I appreciate a thumbs up on the episode, guys, and also if you could subscribe for daily Formula 1 content on the channel, then also click the subscribe button, guys, to not miss out on any content I may upload. Also MotoGP content, Assetto Corsa content, and anything that may be on the channel. Also F1 2020 game news as well, very, very important. But guys, that is going to be it from me here today at Silverstone, and hopefully you guys also check out the 2 videos on your screen. If you have missed them, you might enjoy them, so give them a chance. But guys, I'll see you in my next one very soon for the German Grand Prix. But until then, it's goodbye from me.